All right, y'all. It's your girl, Jeanette the Oracle with Innocent Alchemy. And I'm here to do the June 2019 Spiritual Guidance Tarot Forecast for the sign of Scorpio. So if you have a Scorpio rising sign, sun sign, moon sign, or north node, this is going to be for you. Also, if of course you know how to hack your chart, then you might be able to get messages for the particular house that Scorpio is in for you. But let's get into some announcements. First off, though, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also, of course, like, comment, share, all the things. And sign up for my newsletter because I do actually offer exclusive discounts or services or whatever that I only talk about or make available through the newsletter. I don't actually mention on my website or through social media. So that's the only way to know about it or to find it out. I only send out emails once a week. So don't worry, you're not going to be bombarded with a shit ton of emails in your inbox. But what's coming up for me? So first off, on June 13th, I'm going to be interviewed on the Awakening Heart Network. It's my first time there and I'm super excited. They actually reached out to me not too long ago. So I'm going to be talking about the incarnational souls of the cycle. So looking at what's been going on astrologically, where we are now, what's coming ahead in the interim, and what that is relating to as it speaks to our spiritual development and things like that. So that will be happening at that point. If you want more details and to register to sign up, it is free, of course. You can go to my website onto the watch page, scroll down to interviews, and you'll see information about the call as well as the link to go ahead and sign up. Also, June 15th is the last day to sign up for one or more of the courses that I'm offering through the Lightworker Academy. So it's a school that I've started as a directive from a higher self, from spirit. And yeah, this is going to be the second semester. So I have brand new courses. So one is a Divination Through Tarot course where I basically teach you some more intermediate level understandings and interpretations of the cards, and also some of the common spreads that I use with my clients. The second course is the Astrological Soul of Your Business. So for those of you who have a hobby that you want to turn into a business, or if you already own a business, this is a great way to kind of get a deeper understanding about how on a soul level, on a spirit level, your business is hardwired and how it shows up in the world and how to best work with those energies, and to use the astrology to help you grow effectively, know what part of the growth cycle you're in, and all that kind of thing. So it helps you be more effective in the choices that you make. So those are two brand new classes I haven't ever done. So I'm testing them out. I'm really excited about that. So please join for those. And then the third class is the Lightworker Incubator. That one is a repeat. So yeah, but anyway, all the details for each class are going to be on the website. Again, go to Inner Sun Alchemy. For this case, you would click on Lightworker Academy, and then you'll see the different classes listed, the different courses listed, so you can get all the information about what all is entailed, the schedule, the price, and all the information to apply. Okay. What else is going on? Oh, for this month, because it's a Gemini lunar month, I have initiated a gratitude challenge on Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to participate, go to one of those platforms, just search for Innocent Alchemy. You should already be following me though, right? But search for Innocent Alchemy and get the details and participate and spread the love. Okay, so for this month, I am doing things different as per usual because, I get bored. Spirit humors me. So the reading is going to be divided into two parts. So the first part is going to be focused more on our humanity, or the more mundane, the practical matters of life. So work and relationships, money, stuff like that. The second part is going to be focused exclusively on our spiritual development and progress. For this first half, I'm actually going to be adding in some new card decks or decks that I haven't used here in a while. So the first is Colette Baron Reed's The Enchanted Map Oracle cards. So this is going to give general guidance to begin to kick off the first half of the reading, okay? And this is going to be for the month of June. So let me tap into your energy, Scorpio. Now, I will let you know that you'll see me yawning a lot throughout this. I'm not tired. I'm just changing out the spiritual energy. So let's see what message we have for Scorpio for the month of June 2018. Overall guidance for our humanity and the management of the human world. Now, there's 4 cards that popped out. This is the only time that this has actually happened so far, because you guys are obviously the 8th sign that I'm reading. I'm actually going to take all of them for you. You're welcome. Oh, there's 5 cards. Excuse me. Oh no, that was just part of that. No, it's 4. Okay. And interesting. There's 3 6s and 2 4s. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so your first card is Rescue, number 16. Second card is 46, Coming Apart. Third is 26, Deep Freeze. Oh, look at that lion. Oh, do you see that? And last one is 47, Sacred Pool. This literally looks like a story. I don't know if it's gonna flip the cards, but I'm trying to do this, y'all. I promise I am. All right, so this looks like a story. Rescue, Coming Apart, Deep Freeze, and then Sacred Pool. Just energetically, I don't know what the message is yet. I'm going to read them, but this looks like a story that's happening. So let's see what this is about for you. So I'm going to read the messages from the book, and I'll hold up each card. So this may be for 4 different groups of Scorpios. It may be for all of you. Maybe this is actually truly a process that you're going to be going through specifically in the month of June. And yeah, it's a lot, but you know, Scorpio, you are the composter, in addition to Virgo and Pisces, but you're actually the soil and the fire and the water and all the things through which this occurs. So first off, number 16, this is probably going to be a long reading. And I'm just saying this because I just did Libra and that was almost an hour. It was 57 minutes. So we'll see. We're already like 8 minutes or close to 9 minutes at this point. So just as a heads up to myself, because obviously you'll be watching the recording or you might be watching it live, but it's most likely to be a longer reading. All right, so number 16, Rescue. The quote is, "You are always safe and secure and free to be yourself." The message says, asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. However, that's what you need to do now as you expand your life. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You need only ask and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from Spirit. Get into a right relationship with the divine, and you'll see that many conditions line up as if by magic to provide you with all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There is no need to fear. Safety is a place within. And you literally see that figure within that home there. Okay. Not sure why that's called rescue, though, because it doesn't really give the connotation that you need to be rescued from something, but take that as it resonates. All right, and then the next one, 46. Coming apart. The quote is, "Now is the time to take separate paths." The message says, the coming apart card is a sign to put an end to what is no longer working for you. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to break a promise or change course because you took on more than you could handle. This is a perfect time to reassess your goals and values. Are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that is not mutually beneficial? Separation, dissolution, and dispersion are all in focus now. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of a sense of fear. The price you'll pay will not be worth the prize. Separation brings fortune. Okay. Next one, number 26, the deep freeze. I turned right to it. So this is important. The quote is, "Everything has its season. Now is the time to put activity on hold while you rest." And the message says, "The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom." And this is a metaphorical as well as practical. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you might be entering into winter time. But for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, if you are in a time of entering into winter in some aspect of life, this is for you. It's time for regeneration and hibernation. Forego ambitious activity. A pregnant pause allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. This is also a time to put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Self-care is the most important activity now. So reflect, read a good book, or get a massage. Rest and dream. That winter phase, the pure yin phase, is where is actually, in my opinion, the most important part of the cycle of manifestation. All right, last one, 47. And we're going to get into other messages. Sacred Pool. This is beautiful, stunning card. The quote is, "The world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world." And the message is, when you look into the mirror, do you like what you see? Now listen. The question didn't ask you if you loved what you see. The question asked, do you like what you see? Because we like to bypass with the love, like, oh, I love myself. And, we do. Do you like what you see? Because you can love something and not like it, right? The Sacred Pool card asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. We are all works in progress, so a detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Reflect by the sacred pool and be at peace with yourself. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, when you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to respect yourself and act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed, but celebrated. See the love within you, and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. I didn't read you, the cards did. All right. You know I love you, Scorpio. Okay. If I didn't mention this at the beginning, this is for Scorpio rising, sun, moon, or north node. But I think I mentioned it, so okay. Also Venus sign, or if you have a lot of activity in that in Scorpio period or in that house. Okay, so the next part of this this first half of the reading is going to be focused on potential opportunities and potential obstacles as it relates to your work, your relationships, finances, and your health. Okay. Messages for Scorpio for June 2019. Opportunities and obstacles for work, relationships, finances, and health. Okay, so first, potential opportunities with work for June 2019. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords has been showing up a lot in the readings. Specifically, it did actually show up in the Libra reading. It wasn't in the same place, but the card showed up. So if you do have Libra placements, you might want to watch Libra video. Potential obstacles for relationships. Next. 9 of Wands. Potential opportunity for finances. King of Cups. And then potential opportunities for health. 5 of Cups. All right, now potential obstacles for work. 2 of Swords. Okay, Libra also definitely got that card. So that for me is a confirmation that you do need to watch the Libra video. Potential obstacle for relationships. Strength card. Potential opportunity, or excuse me, potential obstacles for finances. Eight of Swords. Libra also got that card. It wasn't in that position, but it was in the context of finances. It was in the opportunities. All right, and then potential obstacles for health. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So, excuse me. Starting with work, potential opportunities. Queen of Swords. This is being in a position of power and authority, or basically, excuse me, you have the opportunity to do this, to negotiate well, negotiating contracts well, holding your boundaries while also being open to new possibilities, being in power and control. Like, I mean, that's there. So um, I'm hearing the word forerunner. So maybe you're the one who's like leading the charge on a particular project or assignment or pitch. If you're at a job, or if you work for yourself, you may be more front and center for like marketing or advertising for your business, or just generating new opportunities, new financial opportunities. So whatever it is, like, this is really positive energy, because this is a balanced, um, this energy is balanced between head and heart intuition, knows how to keep the higher perspective about things, is fair with people. Um, yeah. So you have the opportunity to sit in that space. And this is air energy. So um, there's not really any emotion. It's just you do what you need to do, stay on track, making sure that everything is where it needs to be, like dotting the I's, crossing the T's, like this is being on point with what you need to do. Now, potential obstacles is the Two of Swords. So this could be not wanting to step into this role, to embody this role. Okay, like literally like blocking that off. Um, Only wanting to live from the head and not from the heart, or vice versa. Like not choosing not to balance the two, choosing not to listen to intuition, or making decisions based off of emotion, right? I'm also hearing not seeing things from other perspectives. So this kind of energy this stifles growth and development because it's not allowing for new information to come in. It's not that the new information that comes in means that you actually have to accept it, but that's where this can be the empowered place, because this person receives and has the wherewithal to make appropriate judgment. This person is not open to receiving because both hands are occupied with defense. Whereas this person has a sword for defense and attack, but there's also an open hand. So this person is balanced between giving and receiving, regardless of whatever the context is for work. And it's important for you to be embodying this energy as opposed to this. This one is afraid of the outside world, whether it's your environment that you work in, or if you work for yourself, your perceived environment, your industry that you're in. This person is actively engaged and aware of what's there. That's why this person is a queen on a throne. This person is just on a stool. Because this person is aware and open for opportunities. This one isn't. This one has discipline. This one doesn't. Right? Okay. Now, for relationships, this is regardless of whether you're single or in a committed partnership. Potential opportunity is the 9 of Wands. So some of you may be needing to take a break, need to take a vacation, whether with or without somebody, for whatever reason. It might just be good, regardless, like I said, to just take the break, get away for a bit, to rejuvenate, recalibrate, all that kind of stuff. One of the messages that came through as soon as I saw this was to filter through the opportunities that comes up, or whatever you're seeing in the relationship. So it's like, there are 9 wands, but each of these 8 wands in the back are like checkpoints. And then this person has the one left out, which is leaving an opening here to assess what's coming in. But basically, like, either situation where everything is strong and only one area is needing focus. So if there are any kind of like battles or arguments happening with you and either a potential person or somebody in a committed partnership, recognize that this small thing is not indicative of everything else that's going on. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? So that's one case, but there's also a case of like, if you are single and you are entertaining possibilities, um, this one wand could be like an area where you have the capacity to give a little wiggle room or compromise, quote unquote. But these other stakes that are in the ground, these other wands that are in the ground are non-negotiables. And so these represent the non-negotiable standards to which somebody has to meet if you're going to engage, right? Now, potential obstacles is the strength card. So again, with this potential fighting energy or conflict energy, don't get flared up in your ego, because this is the card that specifically would talk about ego for me, being little, like too heated, flaring up too much. Like don't don't do this. This doesn't solve anything, because this in the negative aspect is the higher nature not being able to control the lower nature, essentially. So guard against that if there is any testiness that shows up for you this month. Where the bulk of this month is Gemini with Mars in Cancer. So there may be a propensity for heightened emotions or passive aggressive behavior. So stay away from that or be mindful of it. The other thing though with this too is watch your libido, which, Scorpio. But the fact that this is here, because this relates to unchecked sexual energy. There's nothing wrong with sexual energy, but because this is showing up as an obstacle, this can potentially be a problem. So don't let this energy overshadow the standards that you have in place or that you need, okay? Again, don't let the lower nature overpower the higher nature. Keep the higher nature in check for this, because if you look at this honestly, like this is an 8, this is a 9. Again, there's nothing wrong with this, but you're being asked to embody like that 9th energy, to like have the 8 under control and let this be where things start, and so you can move forward. All right, enough of that. Finances, potential opportunities, King of Cups. This is actually your energy in the court card, Scorpio. So again, I'm getting the sense of like you being empowered and in control of your money. Now, because this specifically has to do with emotions, this is balancing your emotional spending, your emotional investing, all that kind of stuff. Like this is a place of maturity. So sitting in the truth and in the integrity of your wants, your needs, your desires, your long-term goals, etc. Okay, so you have a good head for money. Like Scorpio, you literally are one of the money signs. So you actually know how to handle your money when you are paying attention. But the obstacle is the 8 of Swords. When you're not paying attention, then that's when things go off the rails. Okay, this is somebody who is not wanting to look at what they have in all circumstances, both what's coming in as well as what is going out. This is somebody who is choosing, and because of that, also choosing not to plan for the future. Okay, don't do this, because this also creates stress. But in this regard, this is about like not choosing to look at things. Look at things, okay? Because this is, this creates irrational fear. The 8 of Swords is irrational fear. There are rational fears, right? Those are practical ones. This energy is like you're creating fear based off of ideas that you have, and it's not actually based in reality because you're not actually looking to see what's there. This person, which is your actual true nature, looks to see what's there, and they actually are sitting in abundance. They're not lacking for anything. Now, lastly, for health, potential opportunity is the 5 of Cups. So there's a lot of healing through the process of relief going on for you right now. So if you are still needing to do some grieving, I'm getting more of emotional healing or health related matters. Let that process continue to happen right now. Okay. And this is also about keeping in check the ideas about regrets or things that have gone on from the past. Now, this is also another Scorpio card. It's not Six of Cups is literally your energy, so it's not quite that, but this is also Scorpio energy. Well, yeah. Potential obstacle for health is the Ace of Pentacles. So this could literally be pregnancy. And this could be a potential obstacle because you may not be with someone or in a situation where you can handle this. This might not be a good thing. But that's, that might only be for a few of you because I don't have, if I had Queen of Cups or Queen of Earth or the Empress out, that would be a stronger message because that is more mother energy, but I don't really have any of that here. So there also could be a possibility of you taking on too much so that you can't stay on top of caring for yourself. It's like you see an opportunity, you see something as good and you want to act on it, but it's like, do you have the space? Because if you're still having to release some things, okay, well, here's the message. It's important for you to be releasing, not actually taking on more things as it relates to your health, whether emotional health, physical health, mental health, spiritual health. Let this clearing continue before you add more in right now. Okay. Now, to close out the first half of this reading, I'm going to pull a card from Aaron Brown's Sovereign Affirmation cards. Let's see what message we have for you. And in this affirmation, I'm going to include in the June astrology forecast newsletter when I eventually get around to doing that. I'm all late this month. But at the bottom of the newsletter, I always include what's called the jewels for each sign. So it's like a takeaway message for the month. So I'm actually going to use these affirmations from this deck for that part. Oh, very nice. I like this. I can let go of antiquated expectations of myself. No matter our identities, we are each handed a set of ideas about who we are supposed to be. And so rarely does who we are meant to become match those arbitrary guidelines. Let yourself question your own ideas about who you are allowed to become, unravel them, and even defy them completely. You get to define you. I love it. So let me take a photo of this. Awesome. So let's get into now the spiritual guidance specifically. So what I'm going to do is actually pull from my Oracle deck, the Brautele or Brautelege, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, to see which planet or luminary wants to come through to speak to you for guidance for this month as it relates to your spiritual development and growth. Okay, so let's go see what planet wants to come through for Scorpio, June 2019. Guidance for spiritual development and growth. Which planet or luminary wants to come through with a message? Oh, interesting. Mercury. Okay. Here's the card. So Mercury's coming through for you. All right. So this Gemini month has some messages for you. And I think Gemini is actually in Mercury right now, or Mercury's in Gemini right now, yeah? All right, but let's see. So getting into Mercury's energy. Literally Mercury has come out. All right. You got a lot of major arcana showing up for you, Scorpio. And I love it because you're actually showing up as yourself, the Death card. And what you're facing is the Queen of Cups energy. So embodying emotional balance and maturity and sitting in your true divine nature. So that is good. That's what needs to be your thing. But this is definitely the like truly sitting in the feminine. Okay. We got, that's funny because I mentioned earlier the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, and both of them has shown up. All right. Ooh, a lot of energy for you guys. All right, so 1 second. Like I'm trying to feel which energy is going to settle in because like the energy keeps moving in and out. Ultimately, this seems to be something about your own self-worth, your own self-esteem, your own sense of value that's being addressed or needing to be addressed this month specifically. And that ultimately is what's going to get you to a place of feeling more emotionally secure and more in control of how you manifest. What things are actually able to bring to you in the physical world. Because you do always get what you ask for. And I mean, basically, the universe is asking you to take ownership of that, to see that. Because you have a lot of spiritual power already, but you might not have a lot of personal responsibility, or spiritual responsibility rather, and understanding really what that means, not just as an idea, but like really truly getting that. And understanding the power that the spirit has. The eighth house in particular, like all the water houses, but the eighth house is probably the most powerful house because there's so much change and transition that happens there. It's also where we have our deepest traumas and vulnerabilities and all that kind of thing. And the eighth house obviously is what you would rule to, the Scorpio energy, but that's where our greatest power lies. Your job, though, is to focus on what makes you actually happy. The Ten of Cups, this is actually the soul itself. But this is being in alignment with soul purpose, specifically, is what I'm hearing. So to be working from the soul level, that's actually what's going to affect change in the physical. And that's what Jupiter is helping you through right now. Okay, I know Jupiter was in your sign last year, and it's in Sagittarius now, but a lot of times when Jupiter shifts into the next sign, that's usually when we start to really see and get a sense of what that previous transit meant much more clearly. Like, we do still receive blessings from that. If you also follow Vedic astrology, technically Jupiter would be in Scorpio right now because it's in that constellation. So, you can look at it either way. I use tropical astrology system, but I am mindful enough about the Vedic. Well, barely, but as it relates to this, I'm mindful enough about it that, physically it's actually going through the Scorpio constellation. So that is definitely playing in part for you, is as a realization of your true nature. Now you are on a new path. Okay. A lot of the karmic stuff in your life has been cleared. Okay. Which is why it's important to be getting this message from Mercury for you to understand how much of a powerful manifestor that you are, so that you can take responsibility for it. Because you can't play victim. And one of the things that you've been having to work on is this Five of Swords, which is holding boundaries and staying true to self, staying in integrity. And where you haven't been in integrity, or where you haven't held boundaries or a standard in whatever aspect of life or all areas of life, the repercussions of that. Okay. Like you've had the time that you've needed to have for that. And you may kind of still be working through it through the Jupiter transit. But I mean, in terms of what it's going on for this month, I don't think it's actually going to take that much time because Mercury is already showing up. So this seems to be preparation for the upcoming eclipse, which is happening in a month. And that's going to be in Cancer. Now, if you are a Scorpio rising, depending on your chart, that could be your 8th or 9th house. Okay. So if I would say specifically, actually for both maybe, but what is that? It's going to be 10 degrees of Cancer. So yeah, check your natal chart to see if 10 degrees of Cancer is in your 8th house or the 9th house. Because if it's the 8th house, like, You're really going to need to look at that. The responsibility for your creations, but also for the ninth house too, because the ninth house is the Jupiter ruled house. It is the house of alchemy. That's what would come after the death process. So if it's in that house too, so either or, and that again, that specifically would be for the Scorpio risings. This is going to be an even bigger lesson or thing for you. Your thoughts create things, guys. Your mindset about things creates your reality. And I know we hear that, but for you in particular, this really only matters for, in my opinion, for a couple of signs. First and foremost, the water signs, okay? You are a water sign. But especially if you have a water rising sign, or if you have a water sun sign or water moon, or even a water Mercury, because Mercury is the magician, this might be relevant for you. But this is about your power. This is about responsibility. This is about what is actually manifested in the physical realm. So you're being asked to submit to your soul, to the spirit, and let that lead the way. Okay? Because that's actually what you produce in your life, what you have in your life is a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself, how you think about yourself, how you feel about the world, how you think about the world, and how you are using your power, how you're choosing to engage. Point blank, period. Yes, there are going to be things that are outside of our control, but a lot of your life, Scorpio, is under your control. So if you don't like something externally, you need to do work in the spirit. The external world is in submission to the non-physical world. And as a water energy in particular, you need to be making that a priority and working from that space, because that keeps you sitting in your power. That's how you can be most effective, is taking directive from spirit, from your soul. All right? Because your soul is speaking. Your soul is speaking. It's very clear. So it's not a matter of it not speaking. It's just a matter of you listening. So don't get so set in your ways. All right, guys. I love you so much. Oh, look, only 48 minutes. If you'd like to book a personal reading, go to my website, andersonalchemy.com, and book a session with me. If you're new to me, go to the Getting Started page, book the full spectrum. If you've been with me for a while, then you can book another service. But I wish you all the best, and I will see you soon.